Hello, folks, and welcome to the outdoors radio show, The Bend Show, where we share the other parts of life with you in the outdoors, where you never know what's coming around the bend. I am your host, Rebecca Warner, aka Beck. As always, love hearing from all of you. Comments, stories, ideas. Get a hold of us anytime. Call or text 305-900-BEND. That is 305-900-2363. Or drop an email to bendradioshow@gmail.com. Producer and sound engineer and co-host Jeff Tigger Earhart is here in the background, keeping us going as we are busy and being road warriors just like the rest of you. We are having a great time right now out in Montana. Love the Big Sky State. And we are partaking in and enjoying the Miles City Bucking Horse Sale, a 4-day event you all need to have on your bucket list if thinking about traveling through this great state of Montana to see Yellowstone. It's a historical event that occurs the third weekend every year in May. Now, also one to have on your radar, tulips bloomed this week here in the farther northern part of the U.S., while other areas such as Holland, Michigan, last weekend wrapped up their annual Tulip Festival. So just a quick note as you're looking at your calendar in the years to come or next year for sure, if you are ever looking for something unique that gives you that spring is kind of here feeling, you really can't go wrong partaking in one of the many cherry tree festivals in April and then in early May, the Tulip Festivals. Amazing, the fields of tulips. Words cannot even explain how it looks until you see it. Today's show is an exciting one, crew. You've heard me mention how we had our lucky veteran winner of our December Texas Hog Hunt giveaway finally take his trip. Well, we'll be sitting down with Navy veteran Craig Mergelman from Colorado later in the show to find out if we all need to be adding Texas hog hunting to our bucket list. In our spotlight today are bucket list vacation destinations. First off, what's on your bucket list? A recent study was done, and these were the top 5, and I'm curious how our listeners of The Bend feel. If you've got any of these on your list or you disagree, I want you to send us a text right now, 305-900-2363. Again, that's 305-900-2363. And we'll talk about what our listeners here at The Bend say should be on that bucket list. So here we go. Number 5, Drive Route 66. It stretches 2,400 miles across 2/3 of the continent, winds from the shores of Lake Michigan, and ends near Los Angeles, California on the shores of the Pacific Ocean. Now, I gotta say, this one is kind of on my bucket list. Wouldn't say maybe it's in the top 5, but it's pretty high up there. And for those of you that are thinking of doing this road trip, the National Park Service has great, and I'm talking great information if you ever want to plan that road trip. Be sure to check that out. Number 4, visit the Colosseum in Rome. Yep, you heard that right. I would say this does sound like a dream of a lifetime. Number 3 on the list is see the Statue of Liberty in New York. That would be, I would say, very monumental as well. Number 2 on the list is go on a safari in Africa. Okay, here's another one of those once-in-a-lifetime events, and yes, this is absolutely on my bucket list. And lastly, number 1, I was surprised at what number 1 was, and I think you might be too, and that is see the Northern Lights, aka the Aurora Borealis. Thankfully, Tigger and I live in an area known for this spectacular free light show. And we all are in luck right now as through 2025, experts expect the northern lights to be even more and more prevalent, reaching areas farther south than usually seen due to the solar cycle we are now entering. The solar cycle flips approximately every 11 years, and right now we are entering into the portion where the solar cycle is at its maximum, resulting in some of the best viewing. Might be that time now for you to be planning those northern light trips. Accordingly, of course. I know we've sure enjoyed the amazing show thus far. So again, what are your thoughts on this top 5 of bucket list trips or destinations? Text right now which you agree yes to or should be on the list, and then send us what also needs to be added to the bucket list. That number again is 305-900-2363. Kicking off our news, have you been in search of a unique lunch destination? This one might top all the lists, as there is a French company called Zefalto offering people the chance to fly to space in a balloon. Yes, we're talking a hot air balloon. The company is going to do 60 flights a year and will provide lunch and wine during the 6-hour adventure. 2 pilots will steer the balloon 15.5 miles over Earth. FYI, just in case you're trying to put that into perspective, that's 3 times higher than what planes fly. They advertise this experience simply as guests will spend 3 hours on the edge of space. The ride costs a mere $132,000. That's right. You might want to start saving those pennies right now. Now we're heading to Michigan, where a 13-year-old from Michigan is being hailed a hero for saving his sister's life from being kidnapped. The teen and his younger 8-year-old sister were morel mushroom hunting in their backyard when a 17-year-old came out of the woods, covered the girl's mouth, and dragged her into the forest. Her brother, the 13-year-old, saw the abduction, grabbed his slingshot, and hit the kidnapper in the head. The young girl was able to break free and run, while her heroic brother hit the abductor again, using his slingshot in the chest with another shot. The kidnapper ran off and was later detained. Quick thinking and smart reflexes is what I gotta say, and kudos to this teen for thinking on his feet. Now, mosquito season, yes, it is upon us whether we want it to be or not. Now, this newest study released from Virginia Tech University, I've not had a chance to try, but sure do appreciate listener input. So here is the findings. Virginia Tech University says washing with coconut-scented soap keeps mosquitoes away from you. Researchers had study participants using Dove, Dial, Native's coconut-scented soap, and Simple Truth soap. The study found that people washing with Dove and Simple Truth actually attracted mosquitoes, while those who bathed in the coconut-scented Native soap repelled them pesky biters. I have not tried this. I want to make that known. I have not tried this, although I am excited to do so, as Tigger, he's that friend, we all have one, that seems to attract more than the rest of the group. You know what I'm talking about. So if you've had success using coconut-scented products for mosquito repellent, please, we'd appreciate hearing your successes or failures. You can call us, text us. Again, that number is 305-900-2363, or shoot us an email at bendradioshow@gmail.com. I can't wait to share your experiences. Well, we are off to another great start this week. Coming up, we are sitting down to talk about a hunt of a lifetime with one of our fans and recent winner of our giveaway hunts. Stay where you are. We'll be back with more of the Outdoors Radio Show, The Ben, right after this.
Watch RFD TV anytime, anywhere on all your connected devices with RFD TV Now. Simply go to watchrfdtv.com and sign up for just $9.99 a month, or save more and pay just $89.99 for the year. You can begin streaming RFD TV live right away and have access to your favorite shows 24/7 on demand. Go to watchrfdtv.com, sign up, and start streaming today.
The world-famous Miles City Bucking Horse Sale for 2023 starts with horse racing. 6 days with pari-mutuel wagering, May 6th and 7th on Derby days, coinciding with the Kentucky Derby. That'll be shown live in Miles City. Mother's Day is also special with moms free to the races, and more races added May 19th through the 21st. The world-famous Miles City Bucking Horse Sale. For schedule and tickets, go online, buckinghorsesale.com.
The hunt is planned, the guide is booked, the trip is blocked off in the calendar, but one huge detail remains, preserving that trophy, creating a memory that will last a lifetime. Little Rack Taxidermy has that fast, friendly service to fulfill your taxidermy in a timely, professional manner. Reach out to Heather with Little Rack Taxidermy through Facebook at Little Rack Taxidermy or send an email to heatherjoe23@hotmail.com. Little Rack Taxidermy, bringing back the natural look.
Shooting ducks, skinning bucks, I'm a hunting princess in a pickup truck.
Welcome back to the Outdoors Radio Show, The Bend. I am your host, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck. Well, I mentioned before the break, we had a treat today, something to possibly add to all of our bucket lists. Heck, if you missed it, I even started out with what are some of your bucket list trips or destinations. Well, I'm happy to say we're sharing one right now that I think will soon be on all of ours. If you remember back before Christmas, we held our Over the Edge Outdoors Texas Hog Hunting Trip giveaway to honor one of our active military or veterans, those that, have given so much for all of us and our great nation. For those unfamiliar with Over the Edge Outdoors, they are a nonprofit organization dedicated to serving the men and women and their families who have given years of their life in service to our great country. The winner of our Texas hog hunt was Navy Vietnam veteran Craig Mergelman of Colorado, whom was nominated by his wonderful wife, Lindsay. Craig, thank you for jumping on with us today. First off, I want to thank you for your service and sacrifices for our country.
Well, thank you for your support.
Well, I have a question for you. Have you always been a hunter, and have you ever hog hunted before?
I've hunted all my life in the mountains of Colorado, but I've never hog hunted before.
You and I were talking off air a little bit, and you did grow up on a ranch. Was this something that you'd always hoped to kind of do, is do a hog hunt?
Yeah, for a long time, I've been trying to find a place. We always go to Texas because my daughter lives there, but they live too far north to have hogs, but I tell her to keep a lookout, and this hog hunt was a total surprise and unbelievable.
Oh, wonderful to hear. Now, how did the hunt go? Because I visited a little bit with one of the individuals you were out with, Chris Ellenberg. He's one of the founders of Over the Edge Outdoors, and he said the weather got a little tough.
Yeah, it was like 80 degrees the first day. Then the cool front came in, and the next day was a little cool, and the next was even cooler. But it's not the killing, it's the experience. And you couldn't have asked for a better experience than what we had. I finally did get one hog. Several came in. We got several other forms of wildlife. And and that's what it's all about. I don't need to harvest something every time. It's just, like I said, it's the experience. And having the experience of Dave and Doug and Chris and Doug and his little son, Hunter. Hunter is a card.
Oh,
and
was he?
One of them is he's quite the little gentleman, and he made it really enjoyable.
Oh, that's terrific. So kind of what you're saying is kind of what is along the lines of that group Over the Edge Outdoors, and that is to maybe start to try and build other relationships and make memories while you're out doing something that you've never done before.
Oh, yeah. I've always been the type to take people out hunting and help them learn about the experience of hunting. They call it hunting, not killing, and for a reason. But it's, like I said, the experience. And these guys made it so we went rock hunting. We just drove around. The place we were at, Mr. Ralston's place, was unbelievable. There was all sorts of forms of wildlife. It's just a neat place to be in. It was a real comfortable atmosphere.
And my understanding is I believe you were down in Rock Springs, Texas, is where you guys were hunting.
Yes, ma'am. Beautiful country. That's the first time I'd ever been in the hill country of Texas. And it would really be hard to get me out of there if I ever went back again.
Ah, good to know, especially for those of us that are looking down the road to kind of start booking some of our different adventures, that might be some place to put a pin in the map, is Rock Springs, Texas. I've never been there either.
It's beautiful. I mean, it's rolling pinyons and cedars and junipers, and it's just, and there's wildlife everywhere.
So quick question. I know you did harvest a hog. Have you been able to try it at all?
My kids, I've raised pigs for show, 4-H and FFA, when I was way back when. My kids have raised show pigs. I harvested a medium-sized pig, and this is probably the most tender pork I've ever had. And taste, unreal.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
interesting.
No wild taste at all. I mean, super tender and just tasted great.
That's fascinating. I had no idea. I personally was expecting, because I've not been able to enjoy wild hog yet. I thought there would be a wild gamey taste to it. So curious, did you smoke it or have to do anything in particular out of the ordinary?
No, I put some rub on it and put it in a plastic sack in the refrigerator for a short time. And then we cooked it in on the smoker, but it was in a foil pouch that I made with potatoes and bell peppers and onions and just the pork.
Oh,
And we cooked it for about an hour, and it just came out unreal. I put a couple of ice cubes in the pouch to keep it moist, and it came out. And I mean, Lindsay took a bite, and I took a bite both at the same time, and we both stared at each other like, "Yeah, this is unreal. Totally different than what we've heard." I got some friends that say you don't want to shoot with over 150 pounds because by then testosterone's gone through the males and all the other hormones go through the females, and it does get into the meat and the adrenaline. So.
Well, that is fantastic. I'm glad that you had a good trip. You met some great guys out there, and you were able to take in also some great scenery. Curious, what are some of your thoughts now that you've experienced kind of the mission that these guys with Over the Edge Outdoors are doing for the men and women and their families? Do you have any thoughts about that group?
Oh, it's amazing. What they're doing is something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I'm glad somebody's doing it. There's nothing better than the outdoors, especially with veterans. When you're out in the open, you don't have to say much to each other. We know we can kind of read each other's minds, and we can tell kind of what each other's been through.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those atmospheres where we didn't talk about what we did and what occurred and what we've been through, but we kind of felt it. And it was the camaraderie. They're Army, I'm Navy. And we're brothers. And that was the nuts and bolts of it. We were just brothers, and we enjoyed each other's company. It was unreal. And yeah, it's an awesome organization. And anything I can do to help them. Right now I'm trying to find some elk hunts for them.
Well, I gotta say, that is fantastic to hear. I am so happy to hear that you and Lindsay had a terrific hunt yourselves and made some new memories. And I want to again tell you, thank you for your service, your continued support, and, enjoy the rest of that hog meat. That's for sure.
Well, we're going to make it. It wasn't a real big pig, but we're going to stretch it out. We're going to make it last quite a while.
I would too.
I'm not going to waste it on jerky or sausage.
Well, there you have it. There you have it. Thank you again, Craig, for sitting down and visiting with us about your successful hog hunt down in Texas. And for those of you that would like more information about Over the Edge Outdoors, they are, again, a nonprofit organization that are using the healing power of nature and the outdoors. They work to forge those genuine and meaningful friendships, like Craig was mentioning, between soldiers and veterans. And get this, if you'd like to get in on one of the fun outdoors activities they've got coming up, registration is now open for upcoming Stars and Stripes John Valentine Memorial Fishing Derby. It's going to take place June 3rd on a ranch outside of Eddy, Texas. It is limited to only 20 families of veterans and active military. This is a catch and release derby. No fish to leave the ranch. However, fishing gear can be provided just in case if you need it. And get this, they're going to be having outdoor themed prizes and a lunch. So be sure to register for this derby, or to learn more about this great nonprofit organization and how you might be able to help out or participate in their mission. Head to overtheedgeoutdoors.org. We have more of The Bend right after this. This is Beck. First, I appreciate all of you for listening and making The Bend part of your week. Many of you have asked, how do I catch past episodes? The answer is super easy. head to thebendshow.com and click on the shows tab. There you can listen to every episode all the way back to episode 1. Podcasters, head to your favorite podcasting app and search The Bend. You'll find us. Be sure to follow and subscribe and never miss another episode again.
Hey guys and gals, this is John Arman with Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV. Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV travels the back roads to the backwaters in pursuit of the ultimate adventure in hunting and fishing. Join Team UOA every week for exciting action in the crosshairs of the outdoors. Catch Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV on YouTube, Amazon Prime, and make sure to follow Team UOA on Facebook and Instagram to share in the ultimate outdoor adventure.
Welcome to the world-famous Miles City Bucking Horse Sale. I'm Jeff Tigger Earhart.
And I'm Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck, the hosts of the Ranch It Up radio show heard on RFD TV and the Cowboy Channel's Rural Radio, Channel 147 on Sirius XM.
We cover cattle, rodeo, ranching, markets, and everything in between.
On and off the air, we are Tigger and Beck, the voices to be heard.
Crew, welcome to the world-famous Miles City Bucking Horse Sale. Now let's ranch it up.
Welcome back to the Outdoors Radio Show, The Bend. I am your host, Rebecca Warner, a.k.a. Beck. And as I said earlier at the beginning of the show, we are road warriors right now out in Montana at the Miles City Bucking Horse Sale. So I'm going to just jump into our next part. Now for Beck's Barrel of the Good Stuff. This story has been making headlines across the nation the last couple of weeks. I wanted to share in case you've not heard and give you my, let's put it this way, 2 cents on it. A mother of a very large family became a viral sensation after she threw her family a nacho pool party. Yes, you heard me right. Nachos, as in chips, cheese, queso, and all the fixings. Doesn't that make you hungry? Well, there was a lot of haters on social media heckling this poor mom. And then, of course, there were people like me thinking, brilliant. This is what Alicia Dowdery did. She took a child's kiddie pool, washed it thoroughly, of course, but then filled it with, you're following me, Tex-Mex nacho chips, tortilla chips, covered it all in cheese, meat, veggies, and sour cream, then served it to her entire family, eating directly from that unusually large bowl, aka the kiddie pool. Personally, I cannot see how anyone could have been a hater for this idea. And now I know exactly what I'm going to be doing next time we have our nephews or nieces over, or I'm already thinking that when it's our night to cook, you know how that is at those family gatherings, or for us at the annual 4th of July camping holiday lake trip. Bingo! Who would not enjoy digging into that masterpiece? Save time, save money, and guaranteed to be memorable. Checks all the boxes. Now for a little entertainment news. A dog co-owned by Tim McGraw won the new breed category at the Westminster Dog Show this month. The dog is an Italian hunting breed called Bracco Italiano, who loves everyone but needs a job, such as hunting, that keeps this dog breed busy. McGraw and his wife Faith Hill have owned several Bracco Italianos over the years, sharing posts from time to time on social media. So I want to toss this to you listeners. If you have had an experience with Bracco Italianos, I would love to hear about it, especially if you have some hunting photos. Please be sure to send your thoughts and those photos to us here at The Bend Show. We all love learning about something new that can be used in the outdoors, or who could be our next best friend. You know, a dog is always a man's best friend. The email address here again is bendradioshow@gmail.com. Folks, I am going to call this show wrapped. Thank you to my producer, sound engineer, co-host Jeff Tigger Earhart, and congratulations again to our winner of the Veteran Texas Hog Hunt giveaway, Navy veteran Craig Mergelman. Thank you again for your service, and thank you to the great nonprofit organization Over the Edge Outdoors that aided in making this hunt possible. Learn more about their mission. Check out overtheedgeoutdoors.org. Remember, folks, we sure do enjoy hearing how all parts of the country are doing. So please, we invite you to call or text in your area's field reports. That number again is 305-900-2363. Again, that's 305-900-2363. Or you can always email bendradioshow@gmail.com. And if you're posting on social media, guess what? We're there too. Tag us at A with the circle, The Bend Show. We love hearing and seeing what you are doing in life on or off the trail. If you missed part of this episode or you want to hear past shows, you can find them all on the website, thebendshow.com. And be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting app. Looking to change things up at your next event, conference, or awards banquet? How about having us, Tigger and Beck, entertain your crowd? We are PRCA Pro Rodeo card holders, where Tigger is a pro rodeo announcer, and we are PRCA music directors. From MCs to event headliners, public speakers to acting as a host couple, let us make your gathering extra special. From ranching, cattle, hunting, fishing, camping, and rodeo, plus so much more, including, did you know that Tigger is also an auctioneer? How about trying to spice up your upcoming fishing tournament this summer? How about you have us, Tigger and Beck, auction off a fishing Calcutta to add to the excitement? If you aren't sure what a Calcutta is, get a hold of us. We will let you in on a little secret, and believe me, your event will be memorable because of it. Regardless the crowd, we have the stories to share with the laughs to be had. Thank you to our partners, Dye-Telly Outdoors, About You Photography, Buckstorm, Little Rack Taxidermy, Mickey's Mustard, ToxicCalls.com, Wabalo Creek Outfitters, Atlas Tracks, RFD TV, and the Cowboy Channel. Finally, a big thanks to all of you listeners out there that came along. And whether you're coming or going today, stay with us as we ranch it up. And remember to keep up with me, Beck, all week long by following The Bend on Facebook and on Instagram at The Bend Show. This is Rebecca Warner. Catch Beck if you can next week on The Bend.